Morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today, in preparation for SSC and TK, which should be coming out probably by the end of the month, if I had to take a guess, probably either August 24th or 31st, just because of New World coming out and the 2-year anniversary of Classic World of Warcraft. That sort of tells me that we might see SSC and TK pretty freaking soon, especially with it being out on the PTR as well. But with that comes the need for some resistance gear if you are a tank for the boss Hydross. Now, this boss requires tanks to have nature res and frost res, and so you generally want 4 tanks for this. This would be the simplest way. However, you can sort of cheese it in a way and use 3 tanks if you use a druid. But I would definitely recommend 2 warriors, 2 paladins for this. That would be my recommendation. Simply because the gear for druids with resist is pretty much all level 60 stuff. There isn't too much level 70 things outside of BOE's BOE greens and stuff as the core armor pieces go. But anyway, before we get into that, let's I would really appreciate it if you could like, comment, and subscribe to these videos. It helps my channel grow. It helps us get it out there, and lets me continue to create content, sort of helping people with everything that we can. Anyway, let's get into the video. So first off, as I said, you need nature and frost resist. So the best thing you can do is sort of communicate with your other tanks in the guild, your raid leaders, sort of formulate a strategy, because you don't want necessarily to have someone do both. Obviously, that's the most proper way you can be prepared, is to have a nature res, have a frost res set. But outside of that, you're going to really rely on blacksmithing, and this is why we say paladins and warriors, because these pieces like Ice Guard breastplate, Wild Guard breastplate, just tons of stam, armor, frost res, nature res. These are huge pieces. They do take a decent amount of primals to make, and they do require nethers to make. So if you don't have blacksmithing on those characters, or a blacksmith at all, you're gonna want to find one, because it will help you get that. And then the next pieces are going to be the Ice Guard and Wild Guard helmets. These are pretty much the same thing, only they interchange stam, defense, a little bit of armor change, but it's just 50 nature, 50 frost res. It's really good. And then we have the Ice Guard leggings, and then we have the Wild Guard leggings, just insane frost, insane nature res. Pretty much, you get these, and you relatively should be good. You can also use the jewelry pieces that we'll get into for a moment. If you're talking where you get these patterns, what they cost to make, as you can see there, you can see sort of the mats there. But we're going to go over to the faction reputation, and we're going to go to the Violet Eye. And these are from, for the helmet and Ice Guard breastplate, it's going to be Violet Eye Honored. Also a Flask of Chromatic Wonder, which is something you can definitely consider. 35 all resist and 18 stats for 2 hours, which is really nice. And then there's also this finger called the Frozen Eye, which is really easy, sort of 4 mercurial adamite, 2 corium bars, 6 primal water, 6 primal fires. This is huge for anyone that is going to be tanking that. It requires a Jewelcrafter. We're definitely going to talk about those in a moment. And then for Revered, you can get the Ice Guard leggings as a blacksmith. Exalted doesn't bring anything further. And then we look at the Cenarian expansion, or expedition. Revered and Exalted. So it's Revered for the Wild Guard helm and legs, and then Exalted will get you the Wild Guard breastplate, and then the natural ward, which is a finger that gives 35 nature resist, 28 stam. Also quite amazing for these bosses, or this boss. So the goal is to have nature and frost res, and those pieces are instrumental and essential to achieving this. Let's take a look here at Jewelcrafting, just to show the pieces that you're able to get. The rings, as we already talked about, the Natural Ward and the Frozen Eye, both really good. These are unique equipped, so you can only have one of those. When it comes to Frost Res, you can also look at Nexramus, and those pieces, they're still really freaking good. As far as Frost Res goes, Nature Res, there are a few pieces in AQ and Tenaris that you can get, but these are level 60 pieces, so you know it's mainly jewelry and stuff like that I would even consider using, because outside of that it gets a bit tricky. But then we also have these neck pieces that you can look at, and it's a pendant of weathering, which is pretty good, and pendant of thawing. Both of these are really nice, and they have a 10 charge thing on them that sort of absorbs those nature damage on all party, absorbs frost damage. They only have 10 charges per use, but these can still be really nice. They have stam and nature res even if you are out of those charges. So another thing that you can get with those, I do believe that the withering and thawing are Aldor and Scryer. Here is the Aldor one. Oh, that is Shadow for Aldor. And then we have, I guess it is Scryer for one of them. And then, so the Withering one, the Nature one, is revered with Scryer as a jewel crafter. And then I think it might be Violet Eye for the other one. I'm actually unsure where that pattern is from, guys, so sorry about that. For the Frost one, I thought it was that, but I'm apparently mistaken on that. Anyway, those are just really good pieces that you can do. To show you an example of what I've been doing with my Druid, sort of preparing it for this, is going here. You know, I've just been snagging these greens and stuff just in case, you know, you can get nature res, stamp, stuff like that. Obviously, these are not the best pieces, but they are what you can use as a druid. You know, sometimes it kind of sucks that we cannot craft such good pieces, but we can definitely get those jewelry pieces, which will, in fact, help a ton. And so, ideally, what you do for the fight is you have 2 paladins, 1 frost, 1 nature, because they can get the ads much better than a druid can. And then you have 2 warriors, 1 frost, 1 nature. And then for the pure form of Hydross, you're going to be using your frost resist, and then for his corrupted form you use nature, and then whatever form he is in is the type of ad he spawns. So those tanks, those people do it accordingly. A druid can do it, it's just druid is much more at a disadvantage because they are using greens and other pieces that just aren't as good. But there are so many things that you can do to get your guy where you need to be. But anyway, guys, I hope that helps. If you have anything you know, you want to add to it. If you didn't actually probably have a Frost Res set. If you're a new, then you probably do not. That gear can do really, really well at here in TBC. So just something to consider if you do not have those pieces that you need. But anyway, guys, please let me know if there's anything you think I missed, anything that you find helpful for these nature and frost res pieces, because it can be quite a pain to get, and you want to make sure you can do this in time. Alrighty, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.